Rogues. Creator RagnaroK. DRG. Most competitive 1 versus 1 game. Africa TV Freak Up Studio Live 2022 GSL Season 1 Code S.
Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for waiting. We are going to go into the second best of 5 of the night. This is the round of 6. Yes, that's right, the round of 6. We've never had this format before, and it's different. We're mixing it up.
Yeah.
We did have a fantastic series with Rogue versus Creator. I don't think the score tells the true story. In fact, I think Creator played very, very well, and I think he's showing a lot of promise. And look, I know there's not that many people left in the tournament, but the truth is, like, Rogue's not going to be an issue for Creator anymore, right? He still has a shot to kind of get to the finals and everything.
For sure.
Yeah, this is going to be RagnaroK versus Deer here.
DRG.
Sorry, DRG. What am I talking about? I don't know. How many years have I casted this show? Sorry.
Yeah. All right, so RagnaroK, like, he is playing pretty well, and he's mixed up a lot of cheese, a lot of macro games in there too.
Yep.
So I think it's a little bit hard to predict exactly where he's going to go with this, but it is Zerg versus Zerg. And honestly, these guys are, in my opinion, much lower quality ZVZ than their other matchups. I actually am not a fan of either of their ZVZs. Like, if you put either of these guys against Dark or Rogue, I think they're dead, you know? Like, they're just not they're not top tier ZVZ, but they're very good in the other two matchups.
Yeah,
so,
I agree. Yeah, you look at Dark and Rogue, and they are so scary.
Yeah, I think DRG is specifically a bit weaker. I think it's by far his weakest matchup. So I'm leaning towards RagnaroK here. I do think Rag is going to be able to take him down.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I think RagnaroK likely the victor here. I think you look at DRG's ZVT, and it is really, really scary, and he's really good at it. But let's see what he's got this time around. Obviously, they knew this match was coming, and obviously, Zergs do well in StarCraft 2. It does seem to be a more successful race. So if you're going to be competitive like DRG is, you're going to have to figure out that matchup and figure it out really well. Anyways, our game's loading up, guys. It's going to start out on Hardwire for Game 1 in this best of 5 in the round of 6 of the GSL.
2022 GSL Season 1. Alpha X, RagnaroK. Team MB, DRG.
Honestly, I hope we can see DRG do well. It would really... I hope that in the next couple years he can win a GSL.
DRG.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would love to see him win another GSL this long after his last GSL. And also, you know, set a new record for how old you can be as a champion.
Yeah, this is this thing that you and I are especially interested in. Is like, you know, how long can you stay competitive in a game, you know, as you get older and older. And originally, there was so much speculation. This is basically pre-StarCraft 2 days, but that basically you could not be successful after your military service. That was the first assumption, right? You're going to be too busy with life and all this other stuff. And it's not true at all. I mean, we have all these guys come back from the military, and you know, then we had Nesty, who was, I think he was what, 29 or 30, oldest pro gamer at that time, winning a GSL.
That was our oldest champion, like, by far.
Yeah, and then I don't know what DRG's age is, but he's older than Nesty now, right?
Yeah, he's like, I think 31 or 32 Korean age.
Yeah, and I mean,
And ST, I believe, was 29 or 30.
I think he was 29.
I think he was 29 in Western calendar. In Korea actually has a different way that they talk about ages here, which they're actually, did you hear that they're getting rid of that? That, like, they're going to go officially to the more Western calendar thing?
Oh,
I don't know if that's called a Western calendar, but this is a real thing out here, guys, where they actually, like, everyone basically levels up on Lunar New Year to a new 1 year older. So it's like when you're born, you're like 1.
Yeah, it's like they look at it like at inception. That's when you start recording it. Whereas other countries and cultures view it at birth.
Yeah,
we start to record how many times we've gone around the sun, and so like you end up with these moments where it's confusing who's what age, and then people say like I was born in 1984, and I'm like I'm not going to do this math problem in my head.
Yeah. Normally when I'm talking to other parents or something, we just say explicitly whether we're talking in Korean age or American age. Anyways, Bailey Ness coming up on both sides. Rotorn.
So just if I may, to the point I wanted to make is like we're seeing players get older and older and still compete, and I think we're kind of at the point where it seems to be pretty obvious like you can actually be much older and still be competitive.
Yeah.
And in fact, StarCraft's a good example of that. StarCraft 1, I guess, sure, StarCraft 2, absolutely, but I think Street Fighter's probably actually the best example. I think Daigo's like, what, 41? He just,
Yeah, something like that.
I think last year won,
yeah, he's still one of the
Capcom
best.
Cup or something. I can't remember what it was called. But yeah, so, yeah, let's see, if we get guys succeeding in their 40s and 50s and, I don't know, maybe even 60s and 70s.
Maybe. That would be... I mean, if anyone's still succeeding in their 70s, that's going to be very impressive.
Well, don't we have people? I mean, there's competitive chess players in their 60s, doing this.
Yeah, but no one is top tier at that point.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. But, I mean, there's some that are very good that are old.
Right.
Okay, so he sees the Rotorn here. RagnaroK coming in. Has those couple Banelings. A little bit tricky here. Splitting the Banes a bit. Oh! RagnaroK keeps one of them alive. Very nicely done. DRG splitting off some Lings there to pick that off.
Okay, more Banes coming down. Roaches are rallying up here. A good isolation on the Queen and gets the snipe and gets away.
Very solid pick off there.
You see one or two more Queens like that get picked off, and it's pretty likely the DRG is going to crumble here.
Look at this. The Roaches almost get it. The Banelings all coming out. He splits the Roaches actually quite a bit here. His Banelings stay alive somehow. Roaches still up as well.
RagnaroK playing an excellent game here.
Yeah, keeping the pressure on to DRG right now. DRG microing just frantically. He is going to have his own Roaches popping out, which is going to help him immensely here. His Lings trying to avoid those Banes. Down goes the hatchery, though.
Yeah, big victory there for RagnaroK. He gets in and then actually gets right back out. And the Roaches from DRG obviously can't catch up. Now, does RagnaroK just want to pump drones here and play a macro game, or do you want to try to set up for another strike on this hatchery that's being rebuilt?
Honestly, like, I think you just pop out a few drones and then just roach, because you're up a hatchery plus a lot of drones already. So, like, what can DRG do to come back here? It's actually not a whole lot. Like, just RagnaroK is just ahead on every single metric.
Yeah. Things are going to come up here now. Try to do a little bit of damage to these drones. Not a bad try. Gets one. It's kind of interesting to see RagnaroK come out and so easily just take a lead to start things off.
Well, he was a little bit sneaky. It took DRG a minute to actually scout that Rotorn, so it looked like just one of those standard Ling Bane pressure the third builds.
Right.
And that's like such a common thing. It's much more uncommon to see the Roach follow up there. So both sides roaching up quite heavily. 56 workers to 50 now. So RagnaroK only up 6 drones, but he has had more larvae. He's had those drones on that third base for a while. In fact, comes in and harasses these drones a little bit. he was attacking his own hatchery there. Oops. Now up 9 drones. Yeah, looking so good for RagnaroK.
Yeah, RagnaroK definitely in great shape, and I don't know, I think this might be kind of an anticlimactic end here. I mean, the game was basically won when the hatchery was killed, and so now I think we basically see the killing blow come in here, as DRG is likely to be flattened by this next attack.
Yeah, it's a 10 roach advantage at the moment for RagnaroK. When he has speed finish up, he's going to be able to rally a lot quicker. DRG, like, maybe he can take a nice concave. We're closer to his rallies. He has that extra spine. Ooh, some banelings just ran into his third base, so he loses 5 drones there while we're watching the battle. And DRG is going to be able to hold this for now.
Yeah, DRG actually doing a pretty good job here. When the Roach is going to dive in now, it seems like RagnaroK quite confident in his position here.
Yeah, as he should be.
Yeah.
Going to take down this spine now as well. That is adding a lot of damage, so a good pick off.
Oh, the Ravager gets away for a second, but it is picked off here as we slowly see the units of DRG get smaller and smaller. More roaches trickling down from the north of the map into the south. Is DRG really going to hold this?
Well, no, I don't. I honestly don't think so. If they both just continue to macro, like he's down 15 workers and he's at a lower count. It's just we're closer to his rallies, right?
GG,
so
yeah.
He can do a slightly better job defending than he really should be able to.
It's a good textbook game, you know, how you set up a timing attack, you hit him. It doesn't finish him, but it's going to be an easy closer.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, RagnaroK just overpowers DRG in that moment. Again, keep in mind, RagnaroK is very much so overshadowed by, I think, a lot of the star power in the round of 6.
Yeah.
But this guy is moving up, and, you know, we're running out of pro gamers, man. Someone's going to be a champion. We're running out of tournament.
Yeah, that's very true.
You know, and again, it's if he's got good ZVZ and he beats DRG, we're going to have plenty of Zergs in this GSL. Golden Wall for map number 2.
Ooh, okay. Cool. I wonder if there's going to be a cool strategy on either side, like expanding to the back.
That's what I was going to say. We have a lot of weird, cheesy stuff that happens in this in a mirror matchup like this.
Dude, honestly,
on this map.
I would like to see someone take their natural, then expand to the back for your third, and go Muta. That would be amazing.
Ooh. All right, let's see if it happens.
2022 GSL Season 1.
Ooh, DRG.
Alpha X, RagnaroK.
DRG with the quick gas.
Yeah, pool and gas here for DRG.
Team MB, DRG.
Oh, what was that head shake? Must have misclicked something.
Maybe. Well, RagnaroK is actually going pool before hatchery, so his build is slightly drone higher, but still, like, he's got an advantage here, basically.
Yeah, this is one of these funny things where, like, and I feel like this all started in StarCraft 1 even with ZVZ, but it's like, okay, if they like go spawning pool on 9 in StarCraft 1 and you go on 12, the guy that went on 12 is ahead.
Yeah.
You know, it's same with here. I didn't see the exact timings of the pool here, but it's like, if you get the same buildings as them a little bit later, that means the guy that got their buildings later, they made a couple extra drones, and so there's more money coming in. Yeah. What you want to have if you go for a quick pool is you want them to do the absolute opposite.
Yes.
You want them to go for like a hatchery and then, you know, gas and spawning pool.
Mm-hmm.
So this is not good. Not all StarCraft games come down to what strategies were executed in the mid-game. Sometimes you open up with a greedy build hoping to punish somebody who opens up. Not a greedy build. You open up with an aggressive build hoping to punish a greedy build, and it doesn't work out. And
oh, look at this. RagnaroK sees the link. So DRG will probably be a little bit unhappy, but one thing just to mention, his speed is just slightly quicker, and he has a Baneling Nest coming up. So there's still play here for DRG, even though RagnaroK's build looks good against it.
I do feel like we don't see this build succeed that much in GSL.
No, we definitely do not.
Baneling Rush build, I feel like we always watch people barely not die to it.
Yeah.
But it is a viable build. Very good on ladder if you want to just end a game right away.
For sure. Probably hit its mirror quite often. All right, so targeting down those Banes. He does get them, but he loses his Lings there. Now, speed is done. Backing up. He's having Queens pop out. A Spine is on the way right now for RagnaroK.
Yeah, and so right now it's about hanging on. Keep in mind that there is not a second hatchery for DRG.
Oh, the Baneling coming up. Ooh, down goes the Queen. DRG putting a lot of pressure on right now. Now, RagnaroK is up a couple drones. Still producing a lot of Lings. He does have the double hatch. So he is going to have good larva. Like a little bit more larva than RagnaroK.
Okay, the Spine is going to burrow down here.
Oh my god, huge for the Spine.
Oh, the Queen is going to live. The Spine has planted. There's no other hatchery.
Boy.
Dude, this game might end in a minute.
Yeah, it's really looking that way.
And
DRG does not have a lot of room left to maneuver at this point. Yeah, he throws down a hatchery. That's kind of giving up on the rush. Well, it's not because you actually gain money over time in this situation, but still, it's he doesn't have like an edge somewhere. His only edge is the fact that he has a Baneling nest, and that's not large enough when your opponent has 2 Queens and a Spine at the natural.
Yeah.
Like, the Banelings are not going to do enough for you.
Yeah, I mean, the difference between 1 hatch and 2 is insane. Okay, I mean, you have double the production. This is going to be a pretty easy mid-game for RagnaroK. We'll see how exactly he elects to deal with this advantage that he has. But basically, that game, or not that game, we're still in this game. This game, DRG would have already won us moving into game 3. Like, he would have already won there with the Ling Baneling attack.
Well, he has some Banes up on the ramp, so he's like looking to maybe get a good connection. You know, you get a couple good Bane connections, and you can kind of catch up in drones. Your opponent might have to, you know, make some additional Lings because they lost some, that type of thing. Kind of tough. Look at this, 44 against 35 supply. Up 4 drones, up an army. Overlords, yeah, can see absolutely everything.
Yeah.
Okay, honestly, I really want to see DRG mine out those minerals in the back and go to the back expo.
Oh, that would be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
Or, I mean, he could just play 2 base
forgot
2.
there was even a lower layer to this map after that rush because, you know, we don't see a lot of games kind of span out after that rush fails.
Yeah.
But DRG is going to try. And the only way I think DRG could win this is with a surprise. I don't think you try to, you know, build up an army and play standard. You're just too far behind.
Yeah. Yeah,
and, you know, it's true in all the mirror matchups, but the dilemma is that your opponent is the same race as you. And so, therefore, you can't
getting behind in a mirror is very hard to come back from.
Yeah. If you get behind in a mirror and that goes on for a little while, it's extremely hard to recover from.
Now, I think DRG is just going to go Spire. It's probably the best possible idea. When you think about it, yeah, look, he's adding a couple more gas here as well. We don't really see a Roach Warren. But, you know, if you get the Spines up just in time to stop the counterattack, then you can gain some map control. The mutas give you a lot of play, you know? You can kind of, you know, fly around, look for little holes. They're so mobile that sometimes you're going to find damage in unexpected locations.
And I think also it's worth pointing out that, like, they're pretty good on this map, especially because
absolutely,
you know, the map, it has this lower third that's basically cut off. That was a pretty good connection, by the way, from DRG clearing those Zerglings.
DRG actually making a lot of Lings right now. That's interesting. I thought he would be a little bit more drone heavy here. Oh, Nidus coming up. Yeah, gold base as well.
So this is going to come basically as the Spire finishes. I think this is really smart here from RagnaroK. I mean, he's just...
Oh, you like the Nidus?
Yeah. You don't think it's good?
Well, I think it's not guaranteed, you know? I almost feel like I'd rather see him put that money into just macroing heavily and going,
You think he should just play standard and not try to come in and end it?
If DRG can figure this out and throw down extra Spines, like like I mentioned, it all comes down to just having enough spines.
Oh, he's
right?
going to see
Okay,
that.
he sees it. Just make infinite spines now.
Yeah.
Don't even micro these links. Just go make spines. This is like the only thing that you need to do right now. Like, he needs a ton of them. Now, he's making 7 mutas. He's making a full wall, I believe, as well. Yeah. And more spines coming up. Here we go. Let's see.
Okay, he's got the Evo walls here. But he breaks through that one.
Oof.
Can he kind of shimmy his roaches up there a little bit more? Is there something blocking that? Why is he not moving in more? Okay.
And look, this is why I'm a little bit hesitant. Oh my god, he loses the gold base as well.
Dude.
But, you know, you're not just guaranteed to kill your opponent because you made the Nidus, even though he's behind. Like, DRG saw it. He's made the wall. He's got a bunch of mutas now. I actually, looking at these positions, I know that RagnaroK is technically ahead on, like, supply and stuff, but I like where DRG's at. He can do this.
This is super all in now from RagnaroK. I mean, I think you're kind of right, Artosis. I don't think anybody made him do this, but I can't imagine this winning this fight here, right? Is he going to break through all these spines?
I don't think so, but he's trying to bring spores up, which is really smart. The spores deal so much damage. Oh my god, this one Ling is doing so much work. But look, this was a fail.
I mean, I'm kind of stunned that RagnaroK went for this. Like, it's definitely bad theory, right?
Yeah.
And I think this is why, and I do think this is a weaker matchup than we had earlier with Rogue Creator, which I think had some much better decision making. Yeah. Seems like DRG went for, just not a good tournament build, and then RagnaroK held it, and then like, it's like, now I'm going to end this game like this, and it's like, there's no need to do that.
Yeah, you're spending a lot of money on that, and it doesn't. What does it? Were you going to hide it in his main? Like, what are? What is the point? What is the point?
I actually thought it was better than it was. And then when I see it pan out, I'm like, oh, this is actually pretty bad.
Well, you're hoping that you get there before he has the spines ready. Because it really, when you go muta like this and your opponent tries to kill you, it's a yes/no question. Do you have enough spines?
Yeah.
And I mean, as soon as you start the Nidus, if your opponent scouts it, they know that all they have to do is make spines and they hold it. So yeah, now he's got this big flock of mutas. Now, I mean, the game isn't over. Just to be clear here.
No, it's not over, but it's weird to see somebody make a decision like that.
I agree.
That's a lot
I don't
of
like that type.
And, the spines, even though they're not being used now, they do have utility. He can send those to the expansions and keep them safe. So, like, it's not even like we could say that,
Yeah, it's not really a waste. Those will be useful. There's actually burrow movement on the way, so maybe you eventually spread those out into some different bases and whatnot. Infestation Pit coming up here as well. It'll be interesting to see if he actually wants to go to Hive or it's just going to be Infestors, because I think either one is fine for RagnaroK. DRG actually heavily up in drones right now. And that's not just because of his harassment. Well, that's certainly part of it.
He's sending these roaches out now.
It's such a long burrow that they're doing.
Yeah.
He just really wants to make sure that DRG does not see them go under. Now, I don't think he has a spore.
The thing is, he might not see this if he's microing the mutas like that.
Yeah. And
wait,
like,
is that wall?
Is that a full wall?
That's a full wall.
Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah.
Oh, he's going to be real sad.
Wow.
Oh, God, he has an Overseer sitting right there, too. And now the spores all getting taken out. This is over, man. DRG's got this.
Yeah, DRG, I had not seen a player recover like that. But again, you can even see RagnaroK kind of smiling. All right, GG.
Well,
yeah, he knows that was not his best game.
I mean, he held the rush really well. It's just the follow-up doesn't even make sense. He's like, oh, I held us, like, all in, so I'm going to all in him now. And it's like, what? It's like you have a second hatch, you have more drones, you have a bigger army. Why don't you macro up for a moment? Why don't you play to your strengths here instead of dive into him?
Did not make sense.
They're both freestyle diving onto concrete against each other.
Yeah, that was a couple of belly flops right there, Artosis.
Yeah.
So we're tied up 1-1. It's still anybody's game. I do think RagnaroK's still a little bit better, but some bad theory at work in game 2, for sure. Both show.
All right. Game number 3 going to be on Glittering Ashes. What do you think after watching those 2 games?
I mean, I do think RagnaroK's better, man.
Yeah,
but
me too.
you know, DRG.
It was a good call, though, the mutas and the spines.
In case you're wondering why people don't leave when it looks like it's over, it's because of stuff like that. A player might make a bad call and you're back into this game.
2022 GSL Season 1. Alpha X, RagnaroK. Team MB, DRG.
So, we're in Game 3 now. This may continue to be a series with a lot of explosiveness early on, you know? I mean, obviously nobody's going for pool gas or anything, but RagnaroK does. If you go back to Game 1, which he won pretty easily, it does seem like he likes to just set up a very specific moment to try to end the game, whereas a lot of other players like to try to defend everything and just outgrow their opponent and win that way.
Yeah. So, mirrored builds right now. Wait and see a little bit. I mean, these builds definitely look like they're just going to go into 3rd hatches, and then we kind of wait to see if someone goes heavy Ling. Of course, we saw in Game 1, RagnaroK also hit a Ro.6, which is kind of an interesting play on that timing.
I don't have much to say in a ZVZ where nobody's doing anything early on.
Well, I mean,
like we can just watch the production tab, I guess. Yeah, I mean, these are 2 players that are. I was talking about RagnaroK being overshadowed, but I guess the truth is, with DRG and the player lineup that we have, and the fact that there's no Terrans, I mean, it seems hard to imagine that he's going to be coming out on top as well. So this is a tough one for both these guys. And to compound that difficulty as well, keep in mind that when you're playing in GSL, all your games are, it's public information, right? The data's all out there, so the other players can actually watch the VODs and see how you behave and try to get ready for that as well. So, I mean, this is probably one of our weaker parts of the tournament is these 2 duking it out. And you kind of feel it in the games as well,
Yeah, well, these 2 are just like a little bit weaker in this matchup, right? Like, I think they're really strong in the other ones, but like, I don't. If one of these guys makes it through, I think Dark's just going to go to the finals, honestly. Yeah, they're still staying quite mirrored here.
Yeah, both players getting the Baneling's Nest here. And, a lot of times we have games like this where nobody engages each other for a while, but it is extremely common to see one player go for a lot of Lings and try to end the game quickly. There's this moment of fragility that you have if you're trying to develop a proper economy on 3 bases, and you have to watch for both your natural entry point and your 3rd.
RagnaroK is using the Game 1 build again. He has a Ro.6 coming up, and he's making a big plume of Lings.
Just going with what works, man.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, he definitely killed the 3rd hatchery and got a huge advantage in game number 1.
And hey, man, if this doesn't work, he can always make another Nidus and lose the game that way, so it's all right.
All right, let's see if this works out for him as well. DRG is actually popping out Lings and Banes a little bit quicker this game than I think we saw previously, so maybe he can preserve the health on that hatchery a bit longer, which would be important. He starts his own Ro.6, but Roaches are halfway done already for his opponent. Also making a spine right now. Oh! RagnaroK actually got a decent Bane there.
So the Lings are going to come back around. Now here come the Roaches. This is going to give, this attack a lot more momentum because the Banelings can't just fend off everything, right? So they're going to come back down here now.
Okay. Ooh. Here come the first Roaches now. Roaches very good at targeting those Banes down. And that's exactly what we're going to see. Kiting back there.
Yeah,
picking
very
off the
beautifully
banes.
done. Another bait comes up here, detonates, does not connect with, I think, as many of those links as he wanted.
It's a better defense from our DRG in a lot of ways, though. Like these
Did you
three
almost
queens.
call him RNG?
Yeah, I almost did. But yeah, he transfuses the hatch once. He brings up the 3 queens to add in a bit more damage. Has a spine up here. But somehow he's down like 10 drones. So I guess RagnaroK still got a little bit of a heads up on him there.
Yeah, the Lings are going to come up once more. This is a much better game from DRG. I don't think that, you know, RagnaroK is in total hot water here, but, you know, it's whenever these attacks don't do what they're intended to do, that is going to be a problem later on. So the Roaches are going to come up here towards the 3rd. Oh, he thinks otherwise. He backs up. Could be wrong. I kind of felt like DRG might just have enough if everything was together to take a fight, but maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, I think he can't quite right now. Like, you know how hard it is, even if you're up a substantial amount, to attack across the map with Roaches, because your opponent's, you know, rallies are right there. He's got his queens and all that. And so I think, like, even if you have a little edge in units right now, it just doesn't do enough for you to actually break through. So both sides retreating into drones, going up into lair, getting their attack upgrades. And I mean, it's pretty close, pretty even. And now we get to see how they play from here. Like, is one player going to tend towards that hive tech with the lurkers and vipers, or are we just going to see mass roach ravager? We're going to see here shortly. Of course, you want to utilize your leftover lings for little counter harassments. Oh, nice. Going to pick up a queen. Good moves here from DRG.
Good job there. Takes out 2 drones, and immediately a Spire's going to come down here. So
2 Spires from DRG.
What?
Is this the craziest thing I've ever seen? Did he do that on purpose?
I wonder if that's a mistake. I know that there are StarCraft 2 games where you have 2 Spires later on, but, like, we're not at the phase of the game where, like, you're just getting all the upgrades and macro and everything out. And, I mean, what I'm saying is that doesn't always work like this, but I feel like if it was intentional, we probably would see them next to each other. Do you know what I'm saying?
Maybe, yeah.
But, I don't know. I mean, if he wins, we're going to find out in the winner's interview. So
I'm kind of fascinated, though. Like, if he starts 1-1, I guess we'll know, because that's the only reason you get 2 Spires.
Yeah.
This is, I am really fascinated. I can't imagine, though. It can't be worth it, because if you're getting 1-1 for your mutas, that has to be because you know you're going to be fighting against mutas, because there's no other reason you would need 1-1. And then, if you look at all the extra gas that's going into getting 1-1 as opposed to just +1, it's like, okay, well, I'd rather give me 4 more mutas, okay? Well, not quite 4. I guess it matters which upgrade you're on for. Let's call it 3 more mutas.
So 8 mutas are inbound here.
And
now
DRG with no upgrades.
mutas and 2 Spires.
Yeah, 2 Spires, no mutas. Just making roaches.
We will probably only have a game like this once ever in GSL. All right, so he's going to come in here now. Nice Ling surround over here on the Queen.
Yeah, another pick off there. Ling's going to run up into that main base. Hopefully they don't jump on the Spire. That would be a waste. Looks like, yeah, the Lings will be cleaned up. It won't be able to get that queen at least. A lot of mutas are coming out right now for RagnaroK, and that's going to just ruin DRG's army. Look at this. You just immediately target down Ravagers.
Yeah, there's no anti-air here. I'm kind of surprised DRG is still pursuing this, but maybe he thinks he can just trample everything that's over here. But
I think there's no other option. You have to go and try to trample. He does have 50 roaches against like 20. The mutas will eventually clear this, but these roaches are enough to kill his opponent's roaches and then also deal damage, but how much damage? That's a lot of roaches left over.
This is insane, actually. How many roaches are here?
A lot of them are low on health, though.
Yeah,
like,
that's
RagnaroK
true.
is going to start popping these, and you can actually lose a large amount of drones here and still be okay, I think.
And he's just going to try to 2-shot down this evolution chamber. Keep in mind, a lot of the drones fled to the 3 o'clock spot and don't have any easy way to get out. I'm watching the worker count here as this fight goes on.
Now, I think it's still okay for RagnaroK right now.
Yeah.
Honestly, I do. Like, he's down to 57 against 70. I think this is fine. He's killed all the roaches. He's lost 23 drones thus far. The attack is not 100% over. There are Hydras on the way for DRG. And he's on 4 base. So that's definitely some good stuff, but this is a very large amount of Mutalisks. I want to see the actual Muta count. Yeah, no, I think that this is very, very playable for RagnaroK. In fact, I almost like his position more. Yeah, 27 Mutas. That's a huge amount of Mutas, man.
Yeah, well, he's going to have a Muta wrecking ball here. And he could start to clean up all sorts of stuff on the map. I mean, he's taking out these Overlords. But, you know, I mean, it's not going to be that easy for the Hydras to catch up. In fact, he just seems to think he can win this fight outright.
I think he can, too.
Yeah, I think he can. Yeah, I think that's it. GG, RagnaroK takes game 3.
Yeah, the double Spire, no Muta strat, not quite working out for DRG. I mean, he attacked with his roaches, and I mean, we see that not in games that look exactly like this, but we see a lot of games that are similar where it's like, okay, this guy's going Mutas, and this guy has a lot more roaches, and the roaches will die, but let's see how much damage can be done. But, like, RagnaroK pulled back just right, sat in an arc on top of a ramp, slowed everything down enough. The roaches took enough damage that he was able to clear out DRG's roaches. So, yeah, this is just by far DRG's weakest matchup, man.
Berlingrad for map 4. It's been a bumpy series so far, but we're getting to the twilight of this best of 5. Someone's going to come out on top. Right now, it looks like RagnaroK, unless DRG can turn this around on our next map. Let's go. Game 4 has loaded up.
'22 GSL Season 1.
Toast is making me laugh in between
Alpha
these games.
X, RagnaroK. Team MB, DRG.
All right, it is a very fast pool here from RagnaroK. Looking to maybe end this game quickly. Is against Hatchery first, so that's probably what he wants. You think he's going to pull drone stasis?
Do I think he's going to pull drones?
Yeah.
Maybe. Let's see.
I don't think so, yeah. Goes down his hatch. It's not really that late, honestly. Sixlings on the way.
So, again, RagnaroK oftentimes really enjoying these very sharp timings. Here come those Sixlings, by the way. This is going to go right by the Overlord, by the way. This is all perfectly mapped out.
Yeah, run right around everything that's incoming.
And
oh, he might actually get spotted here. He might not be expecting that Overlord.
yeah, that's an unusual spot. That's probably the spot exactly this.
Might be.
So he's making lings. He's got queens coming.
Yeah, I think DRG's just fine here.
No, I think he's okay. But
if you don't see it
also
coming,
fine.
you might not. You might lose a couple drones or something.
Yeah, but you know the truth is that RagnaroK, this was never intended to end the game. He just wanted to try to kill some workers and get a lead. Oh, look at this! Oh,
Yeah, makes the cage.
little ling cage there. He's gonna do it again. Do it again. I'm just being born into the world. Oh, he canceled it.
Oh. Hey, that's still value, right? One less
Yeah.
Arba.
He's gonna do it again.
And now the queen
And now the
pops
queen's out. She doesn't want to be in the ling cage.
Look at him
but
click that
she
queen
is-
away.
Oh, it gets around on that.
You have to get it. Okay.
Yeah, he gets it. Cool engage.
DRG with the Baling Nest coming up.
Yeah.
Speed on the way. So looking for some counter damage.
RagnaroK, a.k.a. Ling Cage. So far, so good.
Ling Cage.
These 3 Lings are going to come up in here again. Try to get a drone, and he pulls it out just in time.
All right, nice little wall goes up.
Yep.
RagnaroK looking relatively safe right now. Ooh, that is a dangerous moment.
Yeah. Is he making a Baneling's Nest? Is that... Oh, that's a Roach Horn, sorry. I was going to say, if he could make 2 Banes and maybe just... You know.
Yeah, sometimes we see that it is so powerful. Well, they can always just go back into Scout later, or...
Yeah, that's what's going to happen.
Okay, he sees anyways. So, third base is going up for DRG. RagnaroK, on the other hand, just walling off for now.
Yeah, things slowing down quite a bit, huh? RagnaroK going to stay back and try to turtle, get the upgrades that he needs.
Yeah, he's got that +1 going already. Already has his Roach speed coming up as well. And a Nidus. Okay.
Oh, he's bringing the Nidus back. Now, I think, you know, you look at this from the outside, you might be thinking mutas are going to come in here again. We've had a lot of that in the series. RagnaroK does like his Niduses, man.
Yeah, he does. Best way to get queens across the map nowadays, right?
Yeah, it's true. So RagnaroK wants to, you know, as far as DRG's plans go, kill this in its crib.
Where do you think the Nidus? Near the third? I think this one's going to pop the Nidus.
I think it's going to be right there.
Yeah, because like you
I don't
have
see
to
it
kill
in the main.
something.
I think he might have wanted to do it with those Lings there. By the way, those Lings could telegraph the intentions when you see them kind of hiding up there.
Yeah, it could be. Could be. Okay, here we go. It is right outside the third base.
Plugs up this entrance.
Oh, he knows it's Nidus now.
Okay, now you know something's up. But it's too late already. These Roaches are going to come up. The drones haven't been pulled yet either, and the Queen can't get away. I love this at Snipe. Oh, he's not going to do it.
Does back up enough. Goes back towards this third base.
And remember, the drones weren't evacuated.
Yeah, they're just hiding. Kills an Overlord there, killing all the Roaches that are popping out. DRG in a bit of trouble here. Another Nidus goes down. Just pushing up now, taking out the Queens very, very quickly.
Yeah, and he wants to basically just end this outright over here. More creep coming down.
A lot of transfusions being thrown down as that Overlord starts dropping creep.
Oh, the Queen is going to get sniped. That's going to be game, dude. It's going to be a 3-1 victory here. RagnaroK going to be the second winner in the round of 6.
Yeah, definitely looked stronger than DRG here.
Yeah, definitely better at Zerg versus Zerg.
Yeah. But a good finish for DRG, top 6. Not bad at all for this season. In fact, I guess specifically got 6th place.
Yeah.
We're like actually ranking people.
Yeah, we could actually
We're in
confirm
5th
that.
place too. Yeah, the damage has been dealt pretty heavily here. GG.
RagnaroK takes it. The man with the Nidus touch.
Oh. Everything he touches turns to Nidus.
Yeah. That's weird. So RagnaroK wins, and we're going to go to the next match here in the round of 6. In fact, it's the last match in the round of 6.
Yeah, and it could be a really interesting one. RagnaroK has shown a good mixture of some bigger macro plays and also a lot of cheese against Protoss. So him going up against Creator, we'll see who's able to take that. DRG thinking about his loss there. I think he really needs to go back to the drawing board with this matchup.
All right, RagnaroK vs. Creator coming up next, guys. We will be right back. Stick around.
Loving you is all true.